Compare that to today, where the new threats, I think, start with cool web search as the best example of malicious spyware. Cool web search, if you got infected, you were just sunk. There was a new version of cool web search practically every month. It was developed by some hackers out of St. Petersburg in Russia. And basically it was there to earn money by forcing your web browser to go to their pay sites and doing paid search and pop-up and banner ads. Cool web search is still around today, but most the guys who write it had moved on. And the next thing that they did was they developed the iframes exploit. And they demonstrated this a couple of Christmases ago. They demonstrated that the organization amongst the malware writers, by holding off on the use of the exploit until the day after a Microsoft patch, Patch Tuesday was announced, and then they allowed all of the people that had contracted with them to put these iframes exploits on their websites and infect as many people as possible with Trojan horses. Trojan horses or bots, of course, are the tool of the day because it gives you so much flexibility. Once you've infected and own a computer, you can install spyware, you can monitor keystrokes, you can grab people's usernames and passwords and log into banks. You can do the elaborate phishing attacks where you don't actually induce them to go to a site, but when they do go to a particular site, you redirect them and grab the username and passwords that way. If you're trying to go to Bank of America or what have you. And of course, today we're still dealing with the storm Trojan. This is a Trojan horse that has infected tens of millions of machines. Some of the researchers out there are saying over 30% of the machines on the internet are actually infected with Trojan horses. Gives you pause for thought when you think of the damage that could be caused by the use of that many controlled machines in the botnet against a particular target, for instance. And of course, the internet is dramatically different from the days of cool site of the day and Encyclopedia Britannica. We have Wikipedia, so a social kind of development of an encyclopedia that is now, I've seen graphic images that show it, 80 to 100 times as big as the entire Encyclopedia Britannica printed. And of course, YouTube. YouTube is something that just about everybody visits just about every day. There's always something to look at on YouTube. Tremendous amount of bandwidth utilization and tremendous amount of popularity of that site. And just to tie these two together, the new threats with the new internet, you might recall only 6 weeks ago on a Sunday afternoon, sometimes around 2 p.m. Eastern, YouTube went off the internet. And I was browsing the web at the time and got a call from downstairs. My wife said, "Hey, I can't get to YouTube." So I went to Googled the blog space and found about 5 other bloggers going, "Hey, where's YouTube? We can't get to it." So I IM'd one Barrett Lyon. Barrett is what I like to think of as the god of the internet, because Barrett seems to be just watching over the internet to make sure everything's going okay. He runs a content delivery network, so he's very, very interested in connectivity and reliability. So I am Barrett, what happened to YouTube? I can't get to it. His immediate response was Pakistan just hijacked YouTube's address block. So how did that happen? So this is Sunday. It turns out that earlier that weekend, the leader of Pakistan had decreed that YouTube would not be accessible by people in Pakistan. And of course, the decree was open to interpretation by the ISPs in Pakistan. And instead of filtering at their access points or doing a simple redirect, one ISP in particular, an engineer there, decided that the thing to do was to use BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, routing protocol, that runs the internet. Use that protocol to redirect anybody attempting to get to any IP address in YouTube's, in the small block of IP addresses that YouTube had, redirect them to their internal servers that said, you can't go to YouTube anymore. Well, unfortunately, the way BGP works is routers on the internet accept the most granular announcement for an IP address. And YouTube, run by Google, is a good netizen, and they had a very large IP block, and they were announcing that. So any IP address in that block would eventually get to Google and YouTube. So the guy in Pakistan, of course, wasn't going to be greedy. He only announced the subclass C address range, 255 addresses, thus announcing the most granular announcement for YouTube's IP addresses. And every single router in the world picked up on that and redirected any request for YouTube to Pakistan, taking Pakistan off the internet. So not only did the president of Pakistan accomplish his goal of not letting people get to YouTube, Pakistan couldn't get on the internet anymore, just from requests for YouTube access, not for the actual flow coming from YouTube. So anyways, we cleared that up in 12 hours, but the issue here is, look how vulnerable the internet is to very, very simple attacks. If that were malicious, a lot more damage could have been done. And you just see the people in charge of cyber defense and cyber warfare in places like India scratching their head and saying, we'll have to remember this next time there's a little border issue going on between us and Pakistan.